Welcome to Dark Horses. I'm Danielle Garay-Coechea, one of your hosts, and unfortunately, our other host Sabina is not with us. Our horse is missing, and we are here today with Julia Estevez. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
No, it's great to always have people here that have accomplished so much. And I mean, your biography speaks wonders, but I'm so curious to learn a little bit more about you and what you can share with us. And I want to start with the beginnings, how it all started. Tell us a little bit about your background, where you grew up, and how you ended up here in the US.
I grew up in Venezuela. I'm the youngest of a family of 5. My parents are immigrants that came over from Spain to America after the Second War. And they established in Venezuela where they had my siblings and I. My family has been always that type of family that it's all together, everything as a team, everyone raises everyone, not in a toxic way, but in a very competitive situation on a daily basis at home, like who's going to be better, who's going to go to the best college, who's going to get the best grades, that type of things. So since my very early ages, I've been pursuing perfectionism, and that doesn't exist. But
Which
still,
is good and bad.
Absolutely, yes. Yes. Well, it doesn't exist. But if you understand that you can be perfect, like the best perfect version of yourself, you can achieve a lot. So I went to college. I got 2 degrees on engineering. I'm a civil engineer and an industrial engineer. And after that, I understood, well, right before that, but when I got my degrees, I always kept the idea that you had to continue growing and growing and growing. And the only thing you can take everywhere is your knowledge and what you achieve as an individual, right? So for everyone is very known the situation Venezuela has when everything got worse. My husband and I made the decision that we had to pursue a better future for our kids. And we made the decision to come to the States. That was back in 2017. And as soon as we arrived, we were like, we are the type of people that don't like to do things just following others, that we love to get out of the box things and analyze things in a different way. So since the very beginning, we understood that we were open to do whatever it takes for our family, but we also knew that being both, my husband is an engineer also, so being both engineers and having like other degrees, like after I have 5 different master degrees that I got.
Overachiever. I love it. I love it.
So we decided like, okay, there should be something else that we can do other than do normal DoorDash or Uber or working as housekeeping somewhere. So keeping that on mind and having the blessing that we had a bit of money to be able to play like the position of looking for a job, I started looking for a job as an engineer and going through a process to humble myself and understand, okay, here in the States, anyone knows me. I have a very remarkable accent in English, and they don't know how to check on my background or anything. So I was willing to start from the beginning as soon as they gave me the opportunity to be in the professional world. And that came in. As soon as you align what you need and believe with your environment, you get whatever you want. So 3 weeks after we arrived, I found a job in an owner rep company that was managing projects for aviation, hospitality, medical, a little bit of residential and commercial projects in construction. Okay. So they gave me the option to start like an intern, which was really funny because I had already I don't know, about 15 years of experience in construction, doing design myself, building huge multi-million projects. But it was very good. It helped me to close gaps that I didn't even know I had. So I started as an intern, and I started in September. And from September to December, I got 5 promotions because they
Wow.
knew, they saw what I was capable to do. So long story short, just in a year, I was already with a chair in the executive board of the company, working as director. And well, from there, I've been growing and growing and growing in the corporate world here in the US. Very blessed, very happy about that. In the middle of all of this, I've been always a coach, a life coach, and a result coach. So I've been doing a lot of work with people around, helping them to achieve the next level, and to know that you can do anything that it's in your mind as soon as you organize yourself and you align your thoughts and your life with what you want. So yeah, that's pretty much who I am and what I've been doing. Um, Always open to learn, knowing that everyone around you has something to teach you, even if it's a baby. They always have things and see things in a different way than you, and you can always get something good.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's something that's key. And especially nowadays that we're more of a global world, I think we do have to keep learning because there's different ways that people do things. There's countries that are more advanced in certain areas than we are, or not necessarily from us, but maybe from the time that we went to school. You know, things change and progress during the time. But one of the things that I remember from college, one of my professors in my knowledge management class said, knowledge, you've got to share it. You can't, try to hold on to it because you think that that's going to keep your position in a company safe. It doesn't. The more you share knowledge and teach others, the more you grow. You can keep going up in the ladder if you want to be in corporate, or if you want to have your own business, you keep growing your business. But the more you just want to hold on to it, then you don't keep growing because you're just trying to, keep it all bundled up instead of sharing. So I think that that's a big thing, that you are open to learning. And I think that's helped you, grow your businesses, grow yourself as a person too.
Sometimes you believe you know it all,
Yeah.
but then you meet someone that just have a different perspective, and just from looking at things from a different corner, it gives you like an entire new world. It's like
Yeah.
a coin, you can only see one base at
Inside
the
of it. Yeah.
time. That's life, so when you understand that, you have no limits.
I agree. I totally agree. And with technology changing, how quickly it keeps changing, I think that it forces us to keep learning. Now, I wanted to
Yeah.
ask you something. Being in engineering, how difficult was it as a woman? And especially first starting in Venezuela and then coming here.
Well, that's a long discussion, and I can tell you so many stories from going to a job site when I was just
Oh,
starting in the profession, to supervise or to review some work done, and having the crews saying things to me and not taking me seriously because I was woman in
oh, I'm
construction,
sure.
and people thinking that because you are in construction you are not really a female. Here in the US, it's hard and it's painful because people believe when you say I work in construction, they believe I'm a worker, like with my hands doing painting or
Right.
doing stucco or things like that, and they don't see me as an engineer working in an office and doing designs or analysis or cost or planning a project or scheduling or any of that. And the other thing is that to go up in the corporate world, being Latin, being a woman, being not American at all. Well, now
Right.
I'm American, but before I wasn't. So there is a lot of bias behind. And after 2 years of being here and already working on multi-millionaire projects, I got once a person that came in the company, used to work, and told me, oh, this project that you just launched, and it's starting and everything is going great. We are really happy about the work you are doing, but we don't know how the client is going to take that you are Latin and you are a woman. So
Wow.
can we put on paper this person as the lead of the project and you can work behind the scenes? And I was like, you never
That's
expect something like that happen to you. First thing you think you're gonna answer is a very bad word that I'm not gonna repeat.
I'm sure
But
I'm from
then,
Venezuela too, so I can imagine which ones came to your mind.
oh yeah, I can tell you there was not only one, it was a
A
few
lot
of
of
them.
them.
But then you also learn how to breathe and give a second thought of what we are going to respond. And sometimes time gives you the right to do things, and learn and teaches everyone, and you learn how to manage a few situations that are not perfect, are not fair,
Right.
but makes you stronger.
Yeah, I think that's also how you choose to see it, because some people would take that as a negative and not move forward. But for you, and it goes back to the book that you were just promoting, which is Matanga, The Art of Overcoming Fear and Transform Your Life, that
Yeah.
when you take your obstacles and challenges and see them as opportunities, that's a difference
Mhm.
than when you see them as it's a hindrance to you, and you let that become you. And I think a lot of times, and the new generation, I feel sometimes has a little bit more issues trying to realize that that's an opportunity that you're given. That's an opportunity to learn, to get better, to move forward, and not to use that as, oh, that's why I'm not becoming, what I want to be. I can't be that person because I didn't, get the credit for this, or I wasn't allowed to because I was a woman. You put those roadblocks, and you shouldn't. You should use them, as you say, as opportunities. But what would you recommend for someone who's starting maybe in engineering or in construction? Since I kind of know that world too, I know the pull and tugs that you got to give, and be like, all right, let me breathe, let me try to be as polite as possible, because I've also had clients that when they see I'm a woman, they don't take me seriously. They'll let me, for example, they'll let me manage their property, let's say. But if I recommend investing in some development or doing something, they're like, well, what does your husband think? Well, I'm the one that's doing the analysis, not him.
Yeah. Yeah, I had for a year or something an assistant that he was a man. And it happened to me several times that we were in meetings with clients and I was going to present something to the client and they were talking to the assistant. And the assistant was like, I don't know, she's the one who prepared and knows everything. So you keep your eyes on the prize, being humble, preparing yourself, and open to always understand that anyone can make mistakes, and you need to get informed and continue education. No one's gonna stop you.
So I know you're a mom as well. You're a wife, you're an entrepreneur, you're a writer. How do you balance it all?
You know, everything is about time management. If you have different blocks for all your projects, you realize that the more you do, the more time you have. Of course, at the end of the day, I have to be honest, I don't sleep, I pass out. Like I don't go to bed, I pass out. I try to be as close as possible to the nicest spot of the bed because it's like I can fall asleep like this because I'm so exhausted. when you know how to fulfill your calendar with your different projects in a balanced way, life is wonderful. And you have time to do
So,
other things. And another good thing women have is that we can multitask. Men cannot multitask. They cannot chew gum and walk at the same time. But we
I like that.
can.
I like
Like, I
that.
can take the kids to soccer and work in the car, or in the meanwhile I'm driving, I'm listening to a podcast or something that I need to grow or to get more information about something. So everything is about organizing and time management.
Yeah, I know that for me, I mean, Sabina makes fun of me sometimes because I'll have a list of things that I need to do. And I know I might not get through all of them, but if I don't see it, because I'm a very visual person, then I'm scattered everywhere. And
Yes.
unfortunately, as much as I try to put my lists on a computer, I can't. I have to have it either on my iPad, on that notepad section, so that I can see it and scratch it off and say, this is done. And I'll color code things based on this is urgent, this is not that urgent. And that's how I can do it, because for me, if I don't do it that way, it just doesn't happen. And then I start stressing.
Everything is about organizing yourself, knowing that you need to get stick to one type of organization. You cannot have it all. You cannot have the agenda plus the calendar in the phone, and then another one in Outlook and another one there,
Right.
because they're gonna have conflicts, right?
So, from your book, because I know you recently launched it in Colombia a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah.
what are some of the takeaways from it that you would give someone, whether it's to, improve their life, overcome fears? What is something that you say you definitely have to look
Well,
at this?
the book mainly gives the entire picture of how a growth mindset helps you to achieve whatever you want in life, and give you some tools to get rid of bad habits, to get a routine on your life, to move forward towards your goals every day, knowing that if you are 1% better every day, it goes
I like that.
exponentially. And it gives you small things like, who's your closest group? What people do you let around you to motivate you, to feed you, to provide value to your life? Like things as simple as the music you listen, the movies you watch, everything interferes in what the person you are today or you are every day. There is a say, like, if you are with four drunks, you're gonna be the fifth really soon, right? So the
Yeah.
people you let to be around you, yeah, that's a reality. Like, tell me who you are with and I'll tell you who you are, actually, in essence. That's a reality. So that type of things that are basic are in the book. How to go over your fears and appropriate the fears. Like, okay, why do I have fear about doing anything? It's because the unknowns, or because of toxic information I have around. Of
Right.
course, when what you want to do is something like positive, like, of course you have to have fear to certain things that are life threatening. But other than that, why do you have fear if you know that you can move forward and you can change your life? The biggest fear you might have is to stay in the same point your entire life.
I
So
think
you have to
sometimes
just jump and say matanga. What's gonna happen? You already have the no. You know?
I like that. I'm going to
The
start
the
using
the
that word now.
yeah, matanga is the best thing. And actually it's an actual word, you know?
Really?
Yeah, it means that you appropriate, or you take over your fears and pursue happiness.
I like it. I like it. Your book is available on Amazon, right?
Yes, it is.
She's got it. There you go. Thank you so much, Julia, for being here with us today. I loved having you, and I
Thank
wish you
you.
all the continued best. And I love seeing
Same.
successful women. Thank you.
Same here. Thank you for the opportunity. As you said, my book is available on Amazon. Also, there is a workbook that people can start working on the things that the book says for 4 weeks and see the change
Great.
in 4 weeks.
Thank you for following us today, and don't forget to follow us on Spotify and YouTube.